Hello. I thought I'd give you a thought late at night, and the thought is really about Heraclitus. Heraclitus says something that is repeated by Pocahontas in the Disney film. When, right at the beginning of the film, she's pushing out her canoe and she says, "The strange thing is about rivers, you can't step in the same river twice. The river's always changing, always flowing. But people I know don't live like that. We all must pay a price. Do you ever know the place where you are going? And then once around the river bend." But she's quoting Heraclitus, who was a 4th century pre-Socratic, and it's always seemed rather entertaining to me. And I love the idea. And today we have so many people who talk again and again about the need to have change. Change is not something we can call for. Change is not something we can demand, because change is all around us. Change is what is happening. What we need to do is not call for more change, but recognize that there is change in the first place. We are not going to affect change. We're not going to stop change. We just need to recognize that it's happening. And if we were perhaps a little less arrogant about our ability to change things, then maybe we would be in a better position to embrace happiness. Did you know, I think 350 million people in the world are suffering from depression. And it's so debilitating. Depression is appalling. So many people struggle, so many of us struggle with this sort of mood swings, whether these are chemical or a response to situations, and it can be utterly, utterly soul-destroying, literally. And you hear people say, what you have to do is to seek happiness. You have to look for happiness. Actually, happiness is something that is elusive. Happiness isn't something you can find, like change. It's not something you can demand. Happiness is all around us. We just have to seize it. We have to embrace it when it's there. We have to find joy, and suffering may be the passage through which we pass. The passage. How can we pass through a passage? Well, I suppose we can. The passage we move through. And suffering is not something one would wish on anyone. But we can find periods of testing, and we can sometimes find joy even there. Joy is a state of mind, and like change, it is always here. It's just sometimes very difficult to identify. And I think all this goes together with optimism and with a determination to look to the future. So Rishi Sunak's retreat from net zero. I have to make this political. Rishi Sunak's retreat from net zero in September. I think there are two things there. Number one, yes, it's a retreat to realism, but we don't need realism. We have that all around us. What we need is optimism and ambition. Realism is a surrender to accepting that to accepting the stubborn refusal to change. Realism is not something we should ever accept. We should embrace the fact that things change. And we can define the way things change. We can't stop change, but we can define the way things change. Things can change for the better, and setting forward ambitions to change things for the better, that would be great. Just simply recognizing that being a skeptic is not necessarily a great position, a sort of Graham Stringer, a Kemi Badenoch. These are not great positions. The position of vision is the Ed Miliband position when you're looking at the net zero, and those 465 MPs who voted for net zero, and I think it's not those 5 people who voted against it. Those aren't the vision. Those aren't the visionaries. The Anne Widdicombes. And who is going to say in 50 years' time that Anne Widdicombe was a great visionary? Peter Lilly, Philip Davis, Andrew Tyree. These people will be laughed off the pages of history books. These are not the visionaries. These are the realists. These are the people who are holding back creativity. Creation isn't about being realistic and standing in one spot. I will not change. Creation is about embracing the forces of chaos and finding the movement that is optimistic, I think. Now, you can always embrace the forces of chaos and go in the other direction. But, why would history salute you for that? It's that the same thing can be said about Liz Truss and about the Kwasi Kwarteng's prodigious package. No one's going to celebrate them as visionaries because they wanted to do it too quickly. They thought by moving this sort of lever, everything was going to change in their favour. It doesn't work like that. Change is a slow process, but it's happening all the time. And we go with it and we try to massage the change into something positive. And we can't make it go any faster. We can't reverse it. We can't hold things still. The water is always flowing. And incidentally, I do hear there is one little bit of movement going on. Apparently there are rumours. There have been rumours for a while. There were rumours that Suella Braverman was going to be replaced in a reshuffle on the 30th of October, and then that was pushed to one side, and then it was going to happen just before the King's speech, and that was pushed to one side by the King's speech. Surely they knew that was going to happen. Are there any more rumours of Suella Braverman's departure from government? Because I would say, as an advocate of change, I can hardly wait. Good night.